Namaste. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary. Today on One, student leaders reject NASFAF laptop deal. Schools reopen while Parliament is scheduled to close for the year, says LPM. Police operation reaches all corners of the city. And face-to-face learning commences in Walvis Bay.
Student leaders from various higher learning institutions have pronounced themselves on the recent NASFAF laptop deal, which they have rejected on the basis that no consultations were made between the parties. They say that not all students are in need of laptops, further adding that student contracts are defaulted without their consent, and the deal will reduce the non-tuition for students to 11,000, which according to them is insufficient for educational expenses.
What we are saying is that it must be a choice. Students should be able to choose, I want a 6,000 to be taken from my non-tuition to buy me a laptop, or I want my non-tuition in full. Unless that choice is made available, the ministry should go and source for funds elsewhere, apart from NASFAF, to give us laptops. I think that is our stance.
UNAM SRC president at a press conference warned the ministry of touching students' non-tuition fees without their consent, saying that students should be afforded the choice to decide whether or not they want laptops to be deducted from their fees.
In that meeting, we were only informed that the ministry is running a project to give laptops to all students, which we agreed with, but little did we know that these laptops were supposed to be provided through NSFAF, thus affecting either tuition or non-tuition fee. And as a result, we disagree and completely stand against any decision by the ministry and NSFAF to touch the non-tuition fee of students without the students' consent, as there is a contract between us as students and NSFAF. And the ministry should also make it clear to us what they will do with privately funded students. Because if they want to take money from we who are NSFAF, what about the privately funded students who are not funded by NASFAF? So our stance is that it must be a choice. Let me, who has the contract with NASFAF, choose whether that contract should be breached to get me a laptop or not.
In a final meeting with the Minister of Higher Education, student leaders demanded that the laptop deal not affect students' contracts and that a survey be conducted to gauge the number of students who want laptops and those who don't.
Non-tuition fee cover a lot of components. It covers accommodation, it covers transport, it covers book account, it covers many needs. So for someone just to decide to say we are reducing it, it doesn't hold water, and the student completely reject it. In fact, it could be better if they could say they are adding, because their more need has accumulated now. Let's talk about the nursing students. They need PPE. They need to wear protective clothing, and they are the people who are more at risk. So as a student leader task force chairperson, I concur with what the student leaders are saying. So pay tuition 100%. Let students have a choice.
The Student Leaders Task Force added that it will be forced to seek legal assistance should the ministry and the fund fail to solve the issue amicably.
Share with us on #LearnOnOne. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
The Landless People's Movement LPM has received information that the Speaker of Parliament and other parliamentarians are planning on closing the Parliament for the rest of the year while school has just reopened for learners.
Now, the issue is that how can members of Parliament that are getting paid by taxpayers' money, and we have been for the past 3 months, some members of Parliament have been virtually going underground, perhaps being at their farms, etc. Now, how do we postpone whereas kids were supposed to go to school? How do you then justify? Because for a kid, a grade 1, is it grade 6, grade 7, they're going to school, but fully grown men and women are saying COVID is so dangerous, let's not go to Parliament. I find that very hypocritical. And we have come up with nice research documents. That's why actually we want Parliament to remain until November, because we want to table few motions, 3 of them. One on COVID, one on urban land crisis that we have, and one on agricultural revolution.
Sebeb added that this is not the time for leaders of the country to run and hide on their farms. He stated that many offices at the Parliament building are currently closed and suspect it's because many parliamentarians are over the age of 60 and are very vulnerable to the novel coronavirus.
Informed by the close sources to the executive that actually the plan tomorrow is to table or to talk about the new state of emergency that will come for the next 6 months in the country. But now this time they want to go further. They want the Parliament to be closed for the remainder of the year. That there should be no item being discussed except what is being brought forth, the new state of emergency. Now, we see some rotten apples there. The idea is because SWAPO has been informed by their own intelligence that when it comes to the November 2020 elections, it will be very difficult, especially to make an inroad in Erongo region, Walfest Swako. It will be very difficult to make an inroad in Thomas region, where we are now. The same with Karas, Hartap, Omaheke, and Gunene South. All the whole Gunene in its totality. So the plan is to postpone the elections.
Sebeb added that there is currently a war going on over the parliamentarian standing committees, with only certain families inheriting the positions.
One of them is Mandela Kapere. Mandela, I don't know what tertiary qualification he has, even to want to contest for foreign relations or something that deals with foreign affairs. No capacity at NYC, he couldn't even revive or no substantive youth policy came out. But yet, he's just interested in positions, just like his father. You see, the father, National Council, he was crying last time. Margaret Mensah wants to be the chairperson. He cried, he was given something, Ambassador Botswana. Now, the son is again saying position syndrome. It's not the positions. People don't understand. It's the content and what you bring to the table. That must be the one that is counting. You can't have one family empowering themselves through positions as if they are the only human beings in that political party.
The Landless People's Movement is still waiting for an audience with President Hage Geingob to be approved, as they want to discuss matters concerning the Namibian nation.
Hey, it's a jungle out there. Luckily, there's a new Vita Kids syrup, the great tasting raspberry flavored immune booster and multivitamin that helps restore and maintain youngsters' healthy immune systems. Vita Kids syrup also contains Ganoderma lucidum, a special mushroom that further helps boost your immunity. Vita Kids syrup, now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide. A proud FabuFarm product.
Just what we need!
Moms, also try the Vita Kids multivitamin drops and multivitamin drops with iron.
Nampol's Khomas region undertook an operation on Sunday that started off in the suburban areas where house break-ins and robberies have become prevalent as of late. In Karutura, members came across the usual cases where liquor laws are contravened. The operation's first stop was at the Avers Dam, a recreational facility for many but also a hotspot for crime. Commissioner Joseph Shikongo points at the spot where a local businessman was murdered in July this year after visiting the dam late in the afternoon when the guards had left. He engaged joggers and those that were walking their dogs and informed them of the importance of wearing masks and having them close by at all times.
To leave it in your car. You are working yourself, but remember, like, you are meeting us. Yeah, you need to protect yourself, okay? You need to protect, get one from here and you put it on. Thank you. It is very important because the moment you come to the public space, the mask is mandatory. And no, you the other way around. And we are not even used to it. That's why you are putting it upside down. When you're meeting, when you put people like now, then you put it on, eh? Okay, just to be at the same side. Okay. No, it's fine. I'm telling you, the next time you put on the future. You're not forced to. Yeah, you can even just have it with you here. When you meet, like you meet, okay, just know, okay, guys, let me put it on. Okay. Yes, sir. All the best. Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. Right.
In other areas, mostly street vendors and construction workers were seen, and those walking the streets without masks were fortunate to be given masks by the commissioner. Heading into Karutura, a group of youth were found at a car wash in Sandumbala, consuming liquor and smoking what is known as hubbly bubbly in the open. The police confiscated the pipe and left the youth with a warning.
Yes. Where are your masks, gentlemen? Why? You are now in a public space, and you will leave your mask in the house. Otherwise, this thing you are using is a legal thing. Then today we said it's Sunday, and you people you don't care with the law, you come in out with your beer. Why can't you drink your beer in the house? Then you start your car and go. So at the end of the day, you don't have to drink in the car after 6. Because at the end of the day, people they come and put the car there, they keep on drinking. While they are in them, the cars are being washed.
Further down the street, a Zimbabwean national was found selling as a vendor. Not only could he not provide documents to prove that he is here legally, but was trading past 6 p.m.
And after all that, you can't even keep your passport with you here. Right? How can you visit for here? You come to visit Namibia for here, and after here, you are still here. What is that? This one, the stowaway is just under arrest. If you can get somebody to remove your things and put them in the house, we are going to go with you. And they tell somebody to bring your document.
After dark, the operation, now co-led by Chief Inspector Christine Dafonsesh, reached Koreangap, where the officers set up a roadblock and split into groups to search for bars that are operating behind closed doors. We came across a few where one could hear voices inside. In this one, the law enforcement confiscated the alcohol as the owner looks on and charged him.
They must have a liquor license from court, and they started here. So in terms of the liquor act, so this is the violation of liquor act number 998. And it's very clear, and they will explain it very clearly, that during this period, in effect, if you don't have a license, don't even say anything. The other lady here is also from here, and they were all seated. And that's again against the contravention of the COVID-19 regulations. Because we are not supposed. Look at the machine there. You can even see a man in. The people are continuing playing the snooker here. They were supposed, even if he doesn't have a license, they were supposed maybe people to come and buy and go. Now people they come and sit on. And look what's the time now. It's 8.
musu yeri ya kama na kashi no inti da ba sin daga rukun ta da ga ma punya mai na ditumpa na kato
malano oto baron bwele witura mototi va kwetu apa na pulandi fo malodu ngacho mango taiti kwa hivyo kuno mango taiti obe mwene oba oto arestika na toshiku chanu ota alantifa.
Taking part in the operation were over 50 members from different security clusters. The police regional commander said it is disturbing to witness that Namibians are still not adhering to the regulations set by government in combating the COVID-19 outbreak. He noted that his force will reach every corner of the city to ensure total compliance.
With trusted quality and great value on all Clicks brand products, switch and save. Buy Clicks body lotion 400ml tube for $27. Buy any 3 Clicks toothpaste, 110 grams, cheapest one free. Buy Clicks body spray ladies or men's 2 for $43. Buy Clicks glucosamine supplement 2 for $367. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Despite having been the epicenter of COVID-19 for months, Walfish Bay schools have resumed classes for face-to-face learning. And although some residents have mixed feelings about this, most teachers and principals are hopeful. Classes for grades 7, 8, 9 and 10 learners at the Manuel Reuters Primary School in Walfish Bay are in session. Principal Ortman Gavases says the teachers are fully prepared to give face-to-face lessons to learners and have assured parents that class sessions will proceed in accordance with the COVID-19 prevention protocol.
What we have done is we've prepared the classes as we have divided them in 2 sessions. The first session, which will be here for 3.5 hours, and the second session another 3.5 seconds. That means for grade 7A, which is for example 41 learners, they are divided in half. 20 in the morning from 7:30 until around 11:40. Then the second group will come in at 12 o'clock until 14:30. The 2 sessions will make sure that we have enough social distancing in the classrooms. The teachers, which is not on duty, as we also divided the phases, the junior primary will come in from Monday to Wednesday, the senior primary from Thursday and Friday. So the teachers which are in the phases where the children are not there for the day will be on duty to make sure when the children arrive at school, they are on social distancing 1 meter from apart, their temperatures will be taken, and then they will sanitize and they will ask questions to them. Then they will proceed to the classrooms where the class teacher will be waiting for them.
Some teachers have observed an unusual silence but are certain that the learners are glad to be back.
It's quite exciting and at the same time challenging as well. So as you can see, we always have to sanitize, keep 1 meter distance. It's tough, but it is the right thing to do.
It's been a while since I had the pen in my hand, and it's been tough at home. I haven't touched my books and all those stuff.
I missed our school because I miss being taught by teachers, and I miss my friends a lot because it's been a long time to see them.
The Manuel Reuters Primary School is one of a few schools in Walfish Bay to have taken a bold step in ensuring that the learners' educational needs are met. Other schools in the town are still preparing to accommodate learners.
We always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better.
In other leading stories, the Electoral Commission of Namibia has finalized its preparations for the forthcoming supplementary registration of voters. The total number of voters on the current National Voters Register, 1,348,532 registered voters, of which 370,826 are registered for the local authority elections. These numbers are expected to increase during the supplementary registration of voters, as the last SRV process for the local authority elections was conducted back in 2015. Applicants that applied to be registered for the local authority elections during the 2019 SRV process could not be registered at the time because the Electoral Act, Act 5 of 2014, only provides for a supplementary registration of voters for a specific election, which at the time was the Presidential and National Assembly elections. This year, however, eligible voters who comply with the requirements for the local authority elections can register, and voters' registers for the respective local authorities will be compiled accordingly. A total number of 4,078 registration points have been identified and secured across the country for the SRV, spread over 14 regions, 121 constituencies and 57 local authority areas. And Old Mutual Namibia recently delivered food parcels to the value of over 90,000 Namibia dollars that will benefit 155 households in the Kavango East region. The handover took place at the office of the governor in Rundu, marking Old Mutual's support to the 12th region in the country as part of its COVID-19 food outreach program. The Office of the Governor and the Regional Council have identified individuals in all 6 constituencies of the region that are in dire need of basic food items to benefit from this donation. During the handover, Old Mutual Rundu Sales Manager Naftali Amukena stated that as a responsible and caring business that has been serving Namibians for the past 100 years, Old Mutual will continue to fulfill its commitment as a certain friend in uncertain times. He noted that the Kavango East region is well known for agricultural activities, but like other regions, many people are suffering due to poverty, increasing unemployment and other social challenges. In addition to the food outreach, Amukena announced that Old Mutual will be providing support to small-scale farmers in the region in collaboration with Food Namibia as part of Operation Werengenje. Amukena stated that Old Mutual have availed 50,000 Namibia dollars towards acquiring high-grade seeds for the 30 Operation Werengenje farmers, which should be finalized by the end of October 2020.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. Katima Molilo residents living in Luanyanda are being forced to move to an area called Nova, where the town council has allegedly approved plots for the residents. In an exclusive interview with the former chief executive officer of the town, he explained that Nova is far from ready to be occupied by people. Gabriel said, "Leave the people alone as they are already suffering a lot." Linus said Nawa was a better chief executive officer compared to the current one. Mulima said the governor and mayor should accept and leave the people alone. Sylvester said that Nawa is honest and his explanation shows leadership capacity. He also questioned why Katima Molilo is not developing Nova. Chitumba said that Nawa and the previous municipal leader did not achieve much while in office because they found the issue on the table and could not resolve it in the 5 years. The Namibia Sports Commission, through the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, announced a 6-member committee to manage issues between Namibia Footballers Association (NFA) and the Namibia Premier League (NPL). The Haka supports the minister in her decision. Amingo said the minister should leave football in the hands of the mandated NFA as they are right in dealing with the challenges. Ndeshiafela said that the Minister of Sport is correct in coming up with a committee. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until 8 September. Buy Nivea Shower Gel 2 for $77. Buy Pampers Baby Dry Disposable Nappies or Active Baby Pants Jumbo Pack, now $225.99 per pack. Or buy Protex Soap 200 grams, 4 for $42. And save 50% on Revlon Colorstay Full Cover Foundation. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
I'm feeling so bad because of I have been arrested. We are trying to sell to provide our kids with food, but the police, they come to arrest us.
I was literally apprehended in Independence Avenue. I mean, there was no prior communications with the police or with Bonn or Benga Namibia. These guys literally just apprehended us on surprise.
And when you are talking in a manner that is exaggerated about brutality in this country, I should ask you in which country you live.
Yes, I can confirm that indeed there were 2 cell phones that were found after a search was conducted at the cells that the Fish Road accused us staying.
Do you understand the amount of money that the government has spent on the fight against COVID-19? Could they have spent 300 million on tracing people and managing people? Is that even possible?
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Fresh to strong winds are expected over the interior tomorrow and on Wednesday. The Namibia interior partly cloudy and hot in parts of the Kunene and Klaras regions, elsewhere sunny and hot. The coast partly cloudy and warm with fog patches at first, and the wind moderate northerly to fresh southerly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
World News, the biggest African and international news